Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden Football on EA Sports. We're just about set to get started, and this ought to be a good one between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Denver Broncos. With that, we're off to the Rocky Mountains. Standing by in Denver, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, we are just west of downtown Denver off of I-25 at Empower Field at Mile High. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Denver Broncos. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Bucs, it's been all systems go in this first month. They're off to a 4-0 start.
And it's got folks believing that this is a team that's built to go all the way. You can't win the Super Bowl in September, but they're telling everyone that they're going to be there in the end.
This one fielded at the 5. Then he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the former Mississippi State product, the mobile quarterback, Dak Prescott.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win. A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Looking to throw, Prescott. It's complete, James White. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Here we go.
3rd and short yardage, Prescott, and he's got Miller. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. So that'll get him the first down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant.
Tight down. There you go.
Prescott looks to throw on first. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 5 catches, 64 yards.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. This quick pass complete to Sutton. 7 yards there and a first down. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. Throwing on 2nd down. Prescott, he's got his big tight end, Fant. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal.
I'm coming after you.
Off the play fake, Prescott. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Robert Kimdichie able to record his 5th sack of the season.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they got to find a way to get it back together.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A nice job to get 11 out of that pass play, but now they face a 3rd and goal. Prescott on 3rd and goal. Got his man, it's Thomas. Touchdown, Denver. Jordan Thomas, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Now, this is a crew, they've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right.
We got this.
At their own 26-yard line.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 26. Gonna give this time to the tailback. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Powers through, and they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer 1st down.
And that's the big fella's M.O. right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Well, this is Callaway on the receiving end. And finally out of bounds, just a few yards short of the goal line at the 3. A big play there on the catch and run. 52 yards. 1st and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Here's Winston. This will be caught at about the 5. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season as his guys are on the board here in this 1st quarter. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and we are tied at 7. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
On play action, Prescott. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Prescott now. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. The 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. He's got a man open. It's Hunter Renfrow. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
I got you.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. These two teams all tied after one. From the 41, Prescott. And this is caught off the deflection. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. 9 yards is the loss on the play. The Broncos on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Prescott to throw it. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. They'll run it here. This is James White. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The Broncos on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Now Prescott. He's got White here. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 34-yard line. Prescott going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 6 of 7 now on this drive. Running from the gun, Johnson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Denver has a 1st down on the 15-yard play.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
From the red zone now, Prescott. And Thomas has it. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance.
Oh, Prescott stripped. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
To throw is Winston. Airing this one out for Evans. He's got a man. Complete. And finally out of bounds all the way down at about the 2. It's a big play. Winston to Evans. 84 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Now Winston. His pass caught at the 4. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A great effort there. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Bucs have taken the lead. So the big play to kick off the drive. Set them up first and goal, and they're able to cash in right away on play number 2.
I think I'm starting to understand more and more when we get ready to do games and we meet with coaches why they talk about big plays, explosive plays, and how it sets them up for success, because that's exactly how they were able to score on this one. We saw the touchdown. We saw the payoff. But, of course, that big, long chunk play is what got them in position.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Dak Prescott on the offense heading back onto the field. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but bottom line, his team's losing. They got to fix something.
And it starts with him. He has to keep that little quarterback strut going right now to make sure his team sees him as confident. Continue to try and up his game, but just let him know, hey, if I'm around, if I'm the one calling signals and throwing the football, just follow me, we'll get there. Sometimes that will do more to elevate a team than anything else.
See if he has that confidence. First down, here's White. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
On second and 11 now. Prescott got a man open. It's Sutton. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Prescott now 15 out of 17 through the air, only 2 incompletions. It's first down. Now Prescott. This is the tight end Fant. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. To throw is Prescott. This will be caught by Brown. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 24-yard line. Prescott going to come up 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Prescott, he completes this to Sutton. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Courtland Sutton, his first touchdown on the year. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
After nearly 30 minutes of football, that touchdown puts us in a position where if they make the extra point, we're right back to even before we start the second half.
Marr now to add the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This is taken at his 4. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, you string them together, could get in the field goal. range. Let's see what happens.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. Pushes him over. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down.
Let's go.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers. They're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play there just before halftime. And even 50 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. This will be caught at about the 5. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Winston, and he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half as his guys are able to regain the lead. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide that they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much.
We now proceed to the start of the second half. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. Winston and the Bucs take over now 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They'll start the third quarter here on the ground. Powerful running, and they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd and a couple, Winston. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 36 yards on the play. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the third quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. That one goes for 24 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
Well, they made the play there, and I'll guarantee you their coaches and the other players are screaming at them about their pride. Come on, guys. He's already gotten in 3 times. You can't give up a 4th one. And on that play, they were able to make the stop.
And you knew they were going to go to him to try to get that 4th.
And why wouldn't they? It's not just getting the 4th. He's the hot hand, so to speak, right? The hot feet in this situation. And he knows how to find the end zone. That time, he just didn't get there.
From back at the 3 now. This is 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. That's kind of an interesting decision. 1-score game, 3rd quarter. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm willing to go out on the limb on this one and go for it. And here's why. If I set it up right now and go get the touchdown, I'm in firm control of this ball game, and my team has a ton of confidence. If I don't get it, hey, I rely on my defense. And if somehow they go downfield on me and score, so be it. I want to be in control and in firm control right now.
Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
On second down, it's White, and he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing, Prescott, and this is going to be incomplete. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. He's going to loft one deep left, and that's caught inside the 35. It's a big play. Winston to Evans, 45 yards. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ballgame.
Winston connecting with Howard, and he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay!
We got 6 all set.
Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? But I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This one taken from the 7. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. They trail here by 24 points. Got to get going soon, you'd have to think, as they come up 1st and 10.
Here you go. Check. Watch 54.
Play action now. Prescott. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Prescott from the gun. That's complete to White. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46.
Well, they certainly haven't been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. Prescott now from the 50. That's caught over the middle by Fant. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Prescott now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They go back to the ground now with Lindsey. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Welcome back now to Denver. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. From the 27, Prescott. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 16.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Winston and the Bucs take over now 1st and 10 at their own 16. Escaping the pressure right. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? Looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, Winston. And he's got a man. It's the tight end, Howard, complete. And all the way down to the 29. A big play there on the catch and run. 55 yards. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side. Instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he's got his tight end, Howard. It's a Buccaneer touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now in the ball game for Jameis Winston as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucks. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
I got you.
On the draw, here's White. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. From the 45 on 2nd down, Prescott, the open man here, Renfro. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
First down, Prescott. Renfro bringing it in over the middle. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that
way. The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
This is White on the screen. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. 4th down now after a loss of 2. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
No, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, you know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, you know, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL, in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously, that begs the question, what game was it? There he goes, left side. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Throwing again on 2nd down. Prescott.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives them a new set of downs. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Robert Kimdichie in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game.
Let's go, D.
On 3rd down, here's Lindsey. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Now punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy.
A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Snags it for the pick, and his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Here's Prescott. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, he'll force the incompletion.
Well, had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Prescott to throw it. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When you go to the backup, let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play. And
well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Give him 30 yards there. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. There goes a deep ball inside. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings
Exactly.
there.
They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head. But
that's
the
about
virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Buccaneers, their strong September has carried over to October as they move to 5.